Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is about room occupancy estimation dataset, presented to Ms. Ricala M. Ortega, instructor for data mining subject. I'm your presenter for today. My name is Rohan J. Murillo, currently studying Bachelor of Science in Information Systems at the Marinduque State University. I am a third-year student and enrolled in the subject data mining. In this presentation, we will discuss the following. First is the overview of the topic. In this section, we will know why I choose this dataset and why is it important. Second is data preprocessing. In this section, we will discuss the preprocessing technique I use and why is it important. The third and fourth section in this topic will be discussed simultaneously. The clustering and classification in its interpretation and results. The last section is the summary and recommendation. Without further ado, let's dive into the first section of this topic. So, why did I choose this topic? I choose this topic because it achieves the minimum requirements for the dataset to be used in this subject, which are it has to have at least 1,000 instances, at least 8 attributes, and must be operatable in Weka application. What is the significance of this dataset? To put it in simpler terms, imagine a room that can tell if someone's inside or not, just like a magical room in a storybook. Scientists set up a real-life magical room with sensors like temperature, light, sound, CO2, and PIR sensors. They collected data on these sensors behaved when different numbers of people are in the room. This data can be used to create smart systems that can automatically adjust things like lights and temperature based on who is in the room. This could help save energy and make our homes and buildings more efficient. Let's move on to the next section, the data preprocessing. What preprocessing technique did I use and why is it important? In this dataset, I used normalization as preprocessing technique. Normalization is important because it helps algorithms like neural networks and support vector machines work better. When all the data is on the same scale, no scale feature becomes too powerful and the algorithm can learn more effectively. This can lead to more accurate and efficient models. Now to the next and fourth section, the data mining and its interpretation. First is clustering. Let's break down the key matrix and its confusion matrix. First, the key matrix. Correctly classified instances, 2,779 out of 10,129 instances were classified correctly, which is 27.4361%. Incorrectly classified instances, which are 7,350 instances, it is 72.5639%. Kappa statistic. This is a statistical measure for inter-rater agreement. A value of 0 indicates no agreement beyond chance. This model's kappa is 0, suggesting a very poor performance. Mean absolute error, or MAE. This measures the average absolute difference between the predicted and actual values. A lower MAE indicates better performance. Root mean squared error, or RMSE. This is the square root of the average square difference between the predicted and actual values. It gives weight to larger errors. A lower RMSE indicates better performance. Relative absolute error and root relative squared error. These metrics are often used to compare models' performance to the baseline model. Next is confusion matrix. A confusion matrix is a table that shows how many instances were correctly and incorrectly classified for each class. In this case, the model primarily predicts one class, 2017, December 23rd, for almost all instances, leading to many incorrect classifications. So what does this interpret? The model's performance is extremely poor. It's essentially predicting the same class for almost all instances, regardless of actual class. This indicates a significant issue with the model or the data. Next is clustering results. The provided output indicates that a k-means clustering algorithm was applied to the occupancy estimation dataset. Here are the key points. Algorithm. Simple k-means was used with specific parameters to control clustering process. Number of clusters is configured to find two clusters, n equals 2. Distance matrix, Euclidean distance, was used to measure the similarity between instances. Iterations. The algorithm converges after 9 iterations. Within cluster sum of squares, WCSS, this measures the compactness of the clusters. A lower WCSS indicates tighter clusters. Cluster characteristics. The algorithm identified two clusters with the following characteristics. Cluster 0, smaller cluster with 1,826 instances, characterized by higher values for temperature, light, sound, and CO2 related attributes. This cluster may represent periods of high occupancy or specific activities in the room. Next is cluster 1, larger cluster with 8,303 instances, characterized by lower values for most attributes, particularly temperature, light, and sound. This cluster may represent periods of low occupancy or background conditions in the room. So what does this interpret? While the clustering results provide some insights on the data, the most important note is that k-means is an unsupervised learning technique. Without ground truth labels, it's challenging to definitely interpret the meaning of the clusters. And to the last section, summary and recommendations. The summary of results is that we analyzed the dataset using clustering and classification techniques. In clustering, we found two main groups of data points. One group seems to represent high activity periods, while the other one represents low activity periods. In classification, unfortunately, our initial classification model performed poorly. So here are the recommendations. To improve analysis, we suggest that first, data quality check. Ensure the data is clean and accurate. Second is feature engineering. It is to create new features that might be helpful. Third is try different models. Experiment with different machine learning models. And last one, consult expert. Get insights from domain experts to interpret the results. By following these recommendations, we can improve the accuracy of our analysis and gain more valuable insights from the data. That's all, and thank you everyone for watching and listening. Have a great day, everyone.